Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to this session brought to you by the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning. This session is titled Teacher as Student Lessons Learned in the FCCR program. And this is the first part. And the FCCR program is actually the Faculty Certification Course Redesign program. Today we have Dr. Igor from College of Architecture, Art and Design, Dr. Kimberly from the School of Business Administration, and Dr. Tharwat EL-Sakran joining us very soon from the College of Arts and Sciences. The three panelists today will tell us about their experience as FCCR program participants. Before we go and invite the first panelist to the and give them the floor, I would like to tell you that this session is 1 hour. We are supposed to run online until 5 p.m. Each one of our panelists will have up to 12 minutes for their presentation. I will give reminders like 1 minute before the 12 minutes are up. You can stop us at any time and ask questions. Feel free to turn on your microphones and ask questions as you see fit. We'll also have a time at the end for general questions. So before we go, let me tell you a little bit about the agenda for this session. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to use a little bit of time to tell you about the faculty certification and course redesign program, and then I'm going to invite our panelists to speak about their experience, and then at the end we'll give you the chance for any questions that you might have. The FCCR program was actually designed based on the AUS teaching and learning strategic goals, especially these three goals that you see in front of you. We would like to explore innovative modes of course delivery. We wanted to make sure that we are promoting the chances to be excellent in teaching and give you opportunities and support to create learning experiences that highlights creative and critical thinking. The center wanted to go and make sure that the third strategy is also met by supporting the attainment of educational goals through providing effective spaces, resources, and digital learning tools. So for these strategic goals, we designed the FCCR program to focus on pedagogies associated with the use of digital learning technologies. But even with this, even when the program is focusing on digital learning technologies, the program itself went through and covered learning theories and learning principles that even go beyond the digital learning environment that can be used when you are teaching on campus or in a physical learning in a physical classroom. We provided our participants with guided redesign of one of their selected courses. Before we went to and designed the FCCR program, we looked at the digital learning environment at AUS now. We saw that the LMS, which is Blackboard, the learning management system, was used as a supportive or an additional resource to the on-campus classroom or to the physical classroom. The course sites itself worked as just an online repository for course documents, and some instructors might have like some quizzes or online tests, and sometimes faculty members will go and ask students to submit their work online, like assignments, projects, paper. And then the majority of our faculty members were adding stuff to the course site as the semester goes by, as the semester progresses. Only a few actually took the time before the semester to design a learning experience for their students using the online learning tools that are available within the LMS. When instructors receive their new course sites at the beginning of the semester, that course site comes with a default template. Usually that template never changes. So that's what we noticed now. What we wanted to have in the future, we wanted to have course sites that are essential component of the learning experience of our students. Would like to provide them with valuable opportunities beyond the physical classroom or the virtual classroom. Now we don't have physical classrooms, but we meet with our students in that virtual environments. And we still have that valuable resource, the course website. So we'd like to use that course website to the fullest, not just because we would like to use technology, we would like to employ technology to reach our teaching and learning goals. We also would like to see, do we have an opportunity to lay a foundation for fully functional blended learning environment? Looks like AUS is exploring this. So we wanted to be ready when AUS, when we come back from being doing remote teaching, come back to the physical campus, the AUS would like to explore providing blending learning courses and programs, and would like to make sure that we are ready for this. We'd like the course website to be tied with the course learning journey of our students and the course learning outcomes. Like the course site itself reflects that. We would like to provide help for our students to advance. So students will come to the course website. They understand how the course will progress. They understand what the work they need to do. If they left anything behind, the course website itself will work and support their progress. Would like our instructors to be able to design learning experiences that are actually unique for their courses that they are teaching. So in order to do that, we looked at online resources that will support us to do this. One of the resources is a course design rubric, and we found a lot of rubrics. We decided to go with a course design rubric developed by Blackboard. Blackboard has this program. They call it the Exemplary Course Program. And they receive, and this is like an award program. They receive applications every year. I think it's in May or last April or at the end of April. And the submissions will go and evaluated based on that rubric. The rubric itself has 90 plus standards. I'm just showing you what they consider the compulsory standards. These are 14 design standards that your course have to cover just to be able to apply for the award. And these design standards, they cover many aspects of the course. And these are the standards we ask our participants after they finish the FCCR program to reflect on. So when we look at the course sites in the past, okay, or now, okay, so we usually find students going into a course homepage with no guidance where to begin at the beginning of the semester. And since they are on they are going and seeing each other physically face to face, probably students will find that support they will need immediately just to find the information on the course site. With the FCCR program, we wanted this to change. Even if you have students coming on campus, okay, the course website should provide some guidance. So this is Igor's course. For example, this is the landing page of the course. So once the student lands on the course, they know the instructor, they know where to start. they get some guidance, okay, and they find the first module, for example, and then the course site or the menu is minimized to the essential parts of the course. So this is the entry point of the course. And then inside the course itself, as I told you, the course site was considered to be a repository for content or files. As we can see, for example, this is a snapshot of a course taught at AOS, and here the instructor is posting lecture notes in Word format. So the students will have to have Microsoft Word. They will have to click on a link. Word will have to file up. They will have to download the file, open it in Word. So they comes back and forth between Word and the course site. And there's no, there's minimum information there. There's no titles. We do not know what chapter 2 was about. Okay, so things like this will have to provide more explanation for the students. Something like this. This is a typical unit from a course that was designed during the FCCR program. Here a student comes to a unit, okay, and the unit has a title, and the unit has some objectives and tasks, and then the content of the unit, and everything is labeled correctly. It provides the information that you, as an instructor, wants your students to have. When it comes to assignments or assessments, it's the same, okay? Links are thrown there on the course site, okay? Minimum explanation, attachments, and there is probably 100% reliability on the opportunity you have to meet with your students, either in the physical classroom or during the virtual classroom, for you to explain, and that takes a lot of time from your session. I'm trying to time myself here. I'm almost done. This is a typical assignment, okay? Assignment space, like here. This is coming from Dr. Sakran's course, actually. And here we can see an assignments that the students need to do. There is brief explanation on the assignment, okay? And probably a recorded video on how to do that assignments. So you don't really need to use a lot of your time in the classroom to explain the assignment or to explain integral parts. Of course, you still can do it. I'm not telling you do not explain assignments in your course site, but when you do that online there at that moment. All right. But if you put that in the course website itself, it will always be there. For anyone who probably did not attend, for anyone who's finding difficulties going back to a course or a session recording, to find exactly where did you explain that that assignment. You can take that from the session that you recorded, edit it, and post it again. So that's it for me, and let me go now and give the floor to our first speaker, and I will go with the order of the slide, and I will invite Dr. Igor to go first. Dr. Igor, you have 12 minutes. Thank you very much, and please make sure that you unmute your microphone.
Yes, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. Can you hear me well?
Yeah,
perfect. Thank you. You know, let's say thank you very much to all the members of the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning, Norita, Walid, Nour, AUS, for the invitation to share my experience in this new course design. I want to thank all my online classmates and colleagues, Doctors and Professor Tharwat, Jamal, Mustafa, Raha, Kristen, Jana, Kimberly, Mohammed, and Cindy, for sharing together this experience. We're learning from each other during these weeks, during this spring semester. So we are a few weeks away to end the semester, so it's critical to share our experience with all our colleagues. I wanted to explain a little my background. I joined AUS 5 years ago. I got my PhD in Japan. And I share my professional life teaching as a visiting professor in several universities. I dedicate more of my life to practice, to architectural practice. So when I started to AUS, also I started as a visiting professor in 2015. So I joined the course of higher education certificate. And I wanted to say this is not because of comparison, but because in that moment was completely different, the approach. I think at that moment it was more, I think I put more emphasis in the research part than in teaching. So I see that is a big difference from the course, and I would like to share this experience. I think now Walid, he explained very clear also what we are doing this time, but I said maybe sharing the sandbox that we have in our course, it will be maybe easier to understand, and we can maybe from that go into more detail of the course. So if you allow me, I will share the screen, and I go to open the, I will open the sandbox. So I will share with you. Okay, can you see the screen? Perfect.
Drawings and industry standards for graphic standards.
Let's start here for the beginning.
Architecture detailing course, R382. So what's an architecture detail? It's a small piece of the whole, yet it can characterize and define the entire building. Details tell us what a building is. They are fundamental to space's life and personality. Additionally, the design of a simple connection can and should be indicative of the designer's attitude towards the building in general. Indeed, detail is architecture at its smallest size. During this course, you will explore the relationship between architecture details, design and production, and the conceptual underpinning of a project. You will get familiar with technical drawings, construction drawings, and industry standards for graphic and written communication. After taking this course, you will be able to draw an architecture detail. You'll be able to utilize research and precedent analysis in the understanding and production of architecture details. You'll also be able to demonstrate an understanding of the relationship between the architecture detail, construction documents, assemblies of building construction, specifications, and design intent. This is a lecture course, but you will need to learn how to draw architecture detailing. The course is a combination of PowerPoint presentations and the production of architecture detailing technical drawings. You will produce these drawings and you will upload them on the Miro platform to get your discretes. You will also upload them on Google Drive to create your archive for the final electronic binder. And finally, you will have to upload them to iLearn, from where you will get your assignment feedback and your grade. This is a very participative class. You'll have to ask questions during the lecture's presentation. You will have to comment on your colleagues' work when they present their assignments. And here, as you can see, this is an example of the final binder where you can see its components. I will leave a link to the binder itself under this video. This course is structured into 3 modules where you will be required to provide specific types of technical drawings for each module. Then, the final comprehensive binder will include additional detailing drawings and the final versions of the drawings you submitted earlier. As an architect, architecture detailing would be an essential subject in your future academic and professional life. So hop on and let's get ready to discover the architecture detailing course.
Great. So, as a
do you mind, Igor, telling us what this video is about?
Yeah, this is the introduction of the course. You know, one of the exercises that we did in class at the beginning was how to create a course introduce video. So that is what is the student going to see the first time when they enter to the, after they reading the course police that we have here. You read it, you check it that you already read, and you can pass through the video. But maybe this is explained in this second video how to navigate in the course. So let's,
the assignments that you need to submit.
Yeah, this is
the module itself.
Let's go.
So if you
Sorry, let's start it.
Hello. The first thing you will notice when you enter this course site is that you only have access to one content area, which is the start here. The rest of the course site is not there. I'll let you know about this during this video presentation. So the first thing that we would like you to do is to, of course, start here. Check the syllabus, the calendar, and an introduction about the course, and most importantly, the course policies. So when you click, you can have access to all these things that I mentioned before. So you can find a video that introduces you to the course. You can click here to get this video tour, and then you have a link to the course policies and a calendar planner of the course. And you can see on the calendar planner we have highlighted all the important dates. So after you go ahead and take a look at the introduction video and check the course policies, and this is actually something that you will need to do in order to reveal the rest of the course content. You click on the course policies, and then you go through the course policies. Make sure that you review all the policy items, and then at the end of the page you will have to tell us that you have read and reviewed the policy document by clicking mark reviewed. And once you do that, and then go back to the contents page, the rest of the course modules will be revealed. So here you are. This course is divided into 4 modules. You'll notice that with each module there is the start and the end date of the module. You'll also notice that some of the modules, it will tell you the assignments that you need to submit through the module itself. So if you choose to go to one of the modules and open it, see the activities of the module, what you're going to do. You have a link to the lecture, and then you have a folder where the assignment that you need to submit for this module can be checked, and the submission link can be found. Sometimes your instructor will add additional assignment explanation video as well. And that's basically it. This is everything you need to know in order for you to navigate this course. Thank you very much and good luck.
Great. So I will stop sharing the screen and go back to all of you. So I think that video explained very well what we did, but what is most important, I think, as you can see, I'm teaching one part more dedicated to technology and most in the comprehensive architectural detailing, materials. So I think now I found through this course and the redesign is a high layer. What Walid was trying to explain at the beginning is very visual now. No? The student can see, and it's more attractive. And I think for architectural student, this is a big thing because I see every day with iPhones and everything is so visual, and somehow maybe the environment of iLearn was not so friendly for the student. It's like when you go to LinkedIn, also many architects said this is not so a friendly environment for an architect. But it's like that. It's like finally I feel that with this the student can be more motivated, and at the same time it's important to really have everything together and know it go to one place, because really we were moving into the Google Drive, moving into the PowerPoint, and I think it's very difficult. And I think this is a big achievement. And for example, when I was working in the high education certificate, I was working in a capstone project that somehow was taking time apart from you are teaching. But now you feel that you are using the time preparing something that is going to be useful immediately, just the next semester. And at the same time, I was teaching the same course now. So I can compare and I can say how things can be changed. And I feel it's a great experience. I don't know, maybe we'll have time. I don't know how and the many minutes, Walid, is okay. I still have 1 minute, okay? Yeah. I just have to say to the colleagues that maybe are listening now and wanted to join the course next semester. I think that what was interesting also at the beginning is a little more intense because, you know, we have to arrive to campus 1 week before we starting the class. So during that week that we are preparing, you know, course files, the syllabus and so on, we are getting these, how can I say, meetings together. And I think it was very important because it's very nice warming up. You started to discuss, see your colleagues, and you are already getting ready for the semester. And after that, everybody, you know, can schedule their own time according to prepare the project. So I feel that it's really compatible. And I felt, for example, in the high certification course, at the end, you had to present the course. It was really taking a lot of time, but I feel now this is really, you know, it's a big save of time for our next semester. That's it for now. We can discuss later.
Thank you very much, Igor. Actually, it was really pleasant working with you, and I've seen a lot of passion from you as well. Like when we go and work on the course design, and you always send me stuff, and you tell me like, I would like this to be here, and instead of this, please change this art from that because it's more representative of the course soul and value. Thank you very much, and actually, I learned a lot as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody for sharing this.
We'll move now to our next panelist, Dr. Kimberley. You have the floor. Thank you.
Can everybody hear me? All right, great. So I'm going to kind of go through what I did in the course of doing this project. And the reason that I decided to do this is because I'm very interested in how people learn and actually also on research and teaching. So that's how I got involved with it. When I was a PhD student, I was one of the only people that actually took curriculum and instruction and instructional technology because I was really interested in, you know, transitioning to this kind of learning, which was very important at the time. And that, of course, was like the last millennium, 1999, okay? So things have changed a lot since then. And I found like the science of teaching and the science of the way people learn was very interesting. And so anytime in the course of my career, there was any kind of teaching training offered, I would do it. So I decided to do this as well because I wanted to see what kind of the state of the art is in terms of designing, you know, like, I don't know what to call it, but things like iLearn, okay? Learning management systems. And I've used different ones in the past, including Moodle and also obviously like Blackboard over the past 20-something years. But I feel like the technology moved way beyond me, especially with regards to teaching online. So, you know, if you haven't updated your skills, things change very quickly, and they did. Okay, so the last time I did any training with online teaching, it was at University of Pittsburgh, I think like 6 or 7 years ago when they decided to start doing online MBA courses. And since then it's changed. Like the research on using these different tools for teaching online in business has completely changed. Now we know a lot more than we used to. So that's why I signed up for this, and I wanted to see how it works. Like, what is the process of designing a website or a learning space actually that would be useful for the students? Okay, and it's been extremely, extremely useful. Like it's very interesting. I learned a lot from this. I think a lot of us, I'm not going to say everybody, but everybody I know is teaching wrong. And honestly, most of our iLearn pages for our courses are terrible. And I'm just going to speak on my own behalf, but I'm one of these people who, you know, there's no logic to the organization of things on my Blackboard, on my iLearn page. It doesn't make any sense. I have to explain everything in class, and it's just completely dysfunctional. I know that about myself. I'm not the most organized person. Okay, so going through this exercise, I learned a lot, and I realized how dysfunctional my use of technology has become. And my big regret about all of this is that I couldn't invest the time in it that I wanted to. I would love to take this again. I'm sure I was very annoying to Walid and to Nour and everybody else, very annoying to everybody that was trying to help me.
Absolutely not.
No, I know, I'm not organized. That's like, even in my job interview here at AUS, the finance department asked me, what is your weakness, like your biggest weakness as an academic? It is paperwork, it is any kind of organization, and I know that, okay? Everybody does. So the weak link in all of this, it was me. But I learned so much about, everything that should be there for, the technology to work optimally for the students. And now that I know, now that I recognize that after the course of a whole semester, I would definitely do this again if it's offered and if there's space, so I'm not taking up someone else's space that hasn't done it, so that I could actually execute the things that I learned, because I didn't have time for that. And I think this is one of the things that we need to decide at AUS, where teaching fits into the overall, faculty evaluation process, and what kind of value we're going to place on teaching and research on teaching. Okay, and it's a big problem. We don't have time to really design things to work well. And we're proposing, new programs that are web-based. And I know for a fact, if I'm one of the people teaching in it, I don't have time to do this the way it should be done. And, we need full-time staff for this. We need many more people like Walid and Nour to be involved in this process. Otherwise, the new programs we are going to have it like MBA in data analytics. It's going to be a joke, because we don't know how to execute this, even if we understand the theory or the basic logic. We don't have the time or the tools, like even to use these different things like Monday that I learned about for the first time here. So if we're going to do this, like go into online teaching, we need a whole staff for this. We need a whole staff for this. And we need people willing to evaluate, like peer review of these websites, like of the content of our iLearn pages. I mean, we need very in-depth training. And we don't, right now, we don't have the staff. Walid cannot do this, Nour cannot do this for everybody. But I don't think it's a good idea for us to launch any new programs that rely on this technology until we're up to speed on it, because I don't think we're going to be competitive if we don't do that. I'm not saying our faculty, we have great teachers on our faculty. We have people who are great at research as well, both teaching and research, but we need the time, we need the motivation, we need the incentives to make this work right. So I want to say that this is extremely important. And the reason that I think that, that Walid and Nour couldn't do enough, they did a lot, but they couldn't make it what it could be, is because I'm too dysfunctional to work with, really. Okay, that's the problem. I can show you guys, I teach financial crime, and it's a very interesting class. Actually, I love it. I mean, I love finance. Let me share my screen. Okay. And I'll show you the difference between what Walid created and what I, have done to myself. So I'll show you mine first. This is where I am with my financial crime course right now. Okay. So like, here's the content, and like things are just shoved into the content. You know what I mean? I have like assignments in different places. I have activities in different, and so you can't follow it. And it gets even worse when I go to the assessments, because I try to have the students do activities in each class and submit them. So, there's like mini quizzes and crazy stuff, and it's all over the place. It's not like a streamlined approach to presenting the content or teaching the course. It's not a learning environment. It's a storage space for stuff. So you can see that this is not organized well at all, okay? I have the syllabus here. I have some other information under syllabus and getting started. At least I thought I did. I guess I moved it. But you can see that I don't, whatever, like I do my best, but it's not at all optimal. Now, take a look at the sandbox for financial crime. Okay, now look at this. It actually has information about who's teaching the class, unlike my own, okay? It says what class it is. It organizes everything. So it organizes it by unit, and when I look at this, it looks like a professionally run class rather than just some place to store stuff. And it says what the assignments are, when things are due. And I mean, it's organized nicely, you know, but towards the end, like I didn't have time to give Walid, you know, what he needed to make it even better. And that's on me. I mean, we don't have enough staff. We're teaching a lot. We have a new graduate program. Frankly, all of my classes need to be completely redesigned like this. I don't think there's enough time in the world for Walid. He would have to take over the entire class completely to really fix them at this point. I'm going to work on it over the summer. But, you know, now it's beautiful and it's logical. And if I saw it, I would think that like somebody with the ability to organize was teaching the class. So basically that's, you know, my take on it. I hope that I get the chance to do this again. I would really like to, you know, have the chance to fix everything that I didn't do right the first time and actually give people what they need to, you know, help me with it. I feel like it could really be, you know, if we're going to teach some courses in the Masters of Science and Finance and MBA programs online, I feel like it's essential that before the students even sign up to the class, they see this beautiful, organized, you know, page where they can kind of get a feel for what the course is all about. You know, I really think it's critical for our programs. And, you know, I don't know what else to say about this. I can't recommend it highly enough. I plan to tell everybody about this experience. I'm going to tell them all that what they're doing is completely wrong. Every single person in my department, even those who are really excellent teachers, if they had the time, they would love to know how to do this. And they would do it. I know they would. So as in terms of like what could be made better, I don't think the problem is that a lot of us are just overwhelmed right now with service and teaching and research. That's the problem a lot of us have. And in fact, I teach at 5 tonight because my graduate students wanted to change the time of their class. So, you know what I mean? So like every day is a struggle to just get caught up and to keep up with the things that we're actually evaluated on, like research. I really hope that the school will invest in more technology and more support for our faculty. I think our programs could really be outstanding. We could do a lot of new things, but we need the support for it. So thanks everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Gleason. Thank you very much for your actually honest feedback and critical self-reflection. This is really important for all of us, like stop and look at what we're doing. How can we do it better? How what we're doing can affect the entire institution. Thank you very much. Thank you. I was really glad to work with you, and I also learned a lot. It's not that like this session is marked as like teacher, as a student, and I don't really believe it's really accurate. Okay, we also learn a lot from like when I talk with you about how to organize the course, and then you tell me stuff about your course, and I will go ahead and change the way I thought that this course is organized. That also tells me about other courses that I have to have this critical eye when I look at different kinds of courses and different kinds of and different subject matters and disciplines as well. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can go ahead now and invite Dr. Tharwat to tell us all about his experience. Go ahead, Professor.
Thank you very much indeed, Engineer Walid. I'm really happy to be here with you, and my best greetings to all of you here, and a very good evening to everybody. And I thank really Igor and Dr. Kimberly for being the presenters before me, because they saved a lot of my time, actually. They showed their work and the contributions of the center. But I would like to share some personal anecdote at the beginning. When I first joined this course, I thought it was gonna only take 3 days. That's why I was excited about it. But to be honest with you, I regretted joining the course at the very beginning of the sessions, because I was under very much pressure from the course, from the assignments to get given to us by Norita, by Nour, by Walid, by everybody, from my students' work, the markings, the assessments, the teaching, the preparations for the class, I felt overwhelmed by too many things. And I was very seriously considering just withdrawing from the course. But now, I'm really grateful to Walid, Norita, and Nour for everything that they did, because I have learned a lot from this course. And I would like to thank the center, thank Norita, and thank everybody for what they did. I've learned a lot of things, and I'm going to share with you some of what I actually gained from this course. To be honest, I mean, we were faculty from different departments, and this has played a major role in the design of the course. And as you might have seen from what Dr. Igor showed us, because of CAAD's nature, specific nature, he focused on design. Because of business, I think Kimberly is from business, correct? Or the focus was on social sciences and behaviors and whatever. And in my case, I think it was not very much different from what Kimberly has done. It's very good. What I like about this course, of course, there are major things that I'm going to share with you, is the fact that before I could program iLearn and know exactly who visited the site and who did not visit the site. But working with Walid, he has shown me new tools actually that are already available on iLearn. And some of those tools is that you can program the software itself not to open for students before they sign in and before they do what you request them to do. And this was really a new discovery for me. But the major discovery is something, and I think I need to give you a bit of a context about this, because it's something related to my specialization. When I was a master's student in the UK, they taught me differences between spoken and written English. And they used a dichotomy, something called detachment and involvement. They described writing, okay, when you write, they described writing as detached. Say, for example, when you write a research paper, whoever reads the research paper should fully understand it without going back to the author or the person who wrote the research paper. Totally different from speech that they call it involvement. When you speak, you know, you cannot really cover everything. You cannot make it detached, so people might stop you and clarify or ask things. I would like to bring this distinction into what Walid was dealing with us, was covering with us actually. Walid was, and I'm sorry Walid for this expression, he was playing the devil's role, if I may say this, or let me put it in a different way, the student's role. I assumed that my syllabus was very clear, straightforward, but Walid, you know, wanting actually to be very clear, very specific, very precise, he was saying, what do you mean, professor, by this? I said, this is what I mean, Walid. Students understand it. He said, but I don't understand it. He was always doing this. Then I realized eventually something that I never thought about, that the syllabus we use with students is not the syllabus that we should be using with the students. Maybe this syllabus, and I think this is the part that I want to capitalize on, maybe the syllabus that we're using is the syllabus that we should be consuming with the Ministry of Education when we're going through the accreditation process. It's a very, very formal syllabus, all right? And when we submit it for re-accreditation or accreditation or whatever, we submit all the other accompanying documents with it, the rubrics and whatever. But when we submit the very same syllabus to students, we clarify things without knowing. All right, so for example, when in week 1 of the semester, as we all know, we go through the syllabus and I start explaining to the students. So I realized the distinction between detached writing and involved speech is not correct, because in spite of the syllabus being written, very formal, very specific, but still I need to talk a lot about the syllabus to clarify the issues for students. And this is something that I never thought about. It has only been brought to my attention when Walid was playing this student's role and saying, what do you mean by this? I don't understand. I still don't understand. We need to clarify. I thought by just copying from the syllabus, especially when I was working on the policies document, I thought just copying and pasting would do the job. But later on, Walid started highlighting things, making comments. What do you mean? Then I started just, chaining myself behind the computer and adding things and removing things. And it was fun. It was a great experience. I never regret it right now. And I'm gonna just recommend it to anybody who would like really to explore iLearn and know what the potentials we have there. And of course, during this time, the pandemic, and it's more relevant that we should learn more about this. And you will be in safe hands because Walid is the specialist and he knows what he's doing. And Nour has done a great job because she has designed some beautiful work for my course as well. And we would like to thank Norita and all of you actually for thinking about this course. But I would like to say something. Maybe at the beginning of the course, you need to open the applicants' eyes or inform them that this course will take or will run on for 3 months and more. Because when I first joined it, I thought it would be only for the first few days, just taking or attending the few theoretical classes with Norita. I thought that would be enough. I never knew that I would have to go through this hell at the beginning. It was, but now it's not because of the benefits I gained from it. With this, I don't know really, Walid, Nour, and Norita. I cannot thank you enough for what you did. And I'm grateful you have introduced us to new features in iLearn. And at the same time, you have introduced us to a great bunch of colleagues that I would have never dreamt of meeting. I met them through you. And I thank everybody for their time and support.
Oh, thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. And I actually did not expect that you're going to take less than your time.
I always take less than my time, Walid. Even in conferences, even when I participate in conferences, because I know exactly what I wanted to talk about, and that's it. And maybe I am a fast speaker as well, and I think I really don't know whether I was fast or not.
Excellent. Before we go, probably Dr. Mai, before you leave, okay, because you're leaving now, would you go ahead and take the microphone and tell us exactly about your comment on the chat? How much do you agree or how much do you disagree?
Yes, sure. Wait, hang on, where's my camera?
If I'm not holding you back or anything.
Lala, it's okay, but I just want, because all faculty go to the faculty assembly after that, all right? You have to finish by 5. Okay, so I love watching all of the 3 presenters and what you've done in the course, which hopefully, inshallah, I'll plan to take next year at some point. But I just wanted to, I don't know, I joined late. I don't know if you talked about this in your introduction, Walid, about making this difference between the course redesign in the sense that Kim talked about and designing iLearn and things like that, and content redesign, like redesigning the content of your teaching material itself.
We didn't, but
Okay.
I'm okay to talk a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think both of these things are very important. And what also Kim mentioned before, that we really need to start engaging in the discussion at AUS about how we're going to move forward with this. When hopefully, inshallah, we all go back to face-to-face teaching, where would all of this lie in the great scheme of things, right? Because as we all said, it takes a lot of time. It has very good benefits, but we need to know how we're going to integrate this in a face-to-face teaching as well. And the aspect about content redesign, which is a really big thing that you can have a whole course on that. I'm going to put in the chat an article that I read recently in Times Higher Education, which is really, it's a very short article, but it's really good as well, because it warns against the problems of turning academics into content creators. And, the fact that, let's all make videos about instead of lecturing, let's all make videos and things like that. So it warns against that as well, which is, I think, a fair point. Anyway, that's my comment.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
I would like to say something about what to say about this.
Yeah.
I think it's, I found that what I found that there was, the time, as Professor Kimberley was saying at the beginning, we don't have so much time, and that to revise the contents, very huge task. And also we have, I don't know, maybe each department has the same, but we have the curriculum committee, and curriculum committee is like a very difficult to border that line what the curriculum is revised in the faculty. So even when we receive the template for the syllabus, there are many parts of the syllabus that are blocked. You cannot even change even one word of this. You only can paste schedule and little things, but many things are already there. So it's not much freedom to change the content. So, but I was really, Professor Tharwat was saying, I saw that Walid, having this meeting weekly and revising the thing was perfect, because you were really critical on many things, and especially, how the, syllabus at the end, the syllabus, the student didn't read too much. They just go, the schedule, a grade way, what is the weight of the grade I'm going to have? What is the schedule, the submission? But they don't read the whole syllabus. So I think presenting like this is very interesting for the student. And I try to take, how to say, the course in not knowing the way to change it, but in the way to make the student more accessible. But somehow it's very important to revise this course. Why? For example, this class I'm teaching alone. I mean, so the only professor teaching architectural detailing inside the architectural school now. So you don't have other colleagues now to revise this course. Because, for example, a studio, you have 3 professors teaching together. It's coordinated sessions, so you can discuss. But architectural detailing, you are alone doing that. So it's interesting when you really go inside. That's because I choose that course, the architectural detailing, because I don't have anybody to revise. And sometimes the faculty meeting, people say, "Why you're doing this?" or "Why you're, on the faculty review, annual review." And it's interesting to really know everything what you're doing in the little bit detail. So I think it's wonderful, and I really say thank you, because it was a great opportunity. Really,
excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I would like to go back to what Dr. May said about creating content, or the idea of content design. A faculty member or an instructor of a course usually do one of 2 things: either curate content or create the content. And what we're doing at AUS usually, we curate content for the students. We'll go ahead and look for content and bring it to our courses, either by looking at like valuable textbooks or articles on online videos. Okay, we go ahead and evaluate this already existing content and create it to our students, probably inside our classrooms or on our course site. And there's no problem about like curating content. There are a lot of websites that we can use to curate content from, and they all fall under Creative Commons copyright license. So like it's free to use, as long as you're mentioning the source. Creating content, on the other hand, will involve a lot of things. Like you need to have a content designer, a content creator. It will take time. Like, are you going to design static or interactive content? Are you going to involve learning activities in that content or not? Okay, and then you'll have to go back to the industry standards of how long it will take you to design that content. How much human resources you need. You need graphic designers, animators, content developers, instructional designers. So it's a lot of things. If we decide to let faculty members design content, that's really something way far and beyond the course of the FCCR. In the FCCR, we were more concerned about designing a learning experience for the students. So it's all about learning design, not content design. So we were really interested on the journey of the students in the course site. One more thing I would like to comment on is what Dr. Tharwat brought to the discussion. He mentioned something about the syllabus and how the syllabus is read by the students. What I noticed in most of the language that our students receive is that they are actually, the documents is talking to someone else, to a third party, not to the students. Something like students in this course will have to do this and this and this. And this is a document that the students is consuming. And seldomly I find that a faculty member is writing for the students using you or your, or you will have to do this. Your assignment will have to meet this type of criteria. And that was really nice exercise for me as well. So enough about this, and would like to see if any of you have any other comments or questions. Just noticed that Dr. Norita just joined. Okay, she's she's used to teach at this time, but she's here now.
Hello, Norita. Nice to see you.
Good to be here with all of you. Yeah.
Waiting for your comments of our performance.
No, thank you so much to all of you for making this very interesting, and for participating in the certification program as well. So we really appreciate that. So thank you, and thank you, Walid, for leading this.
No problem. No problem.
And I know that we have and Nour too, definitely. And we have the faculty assembly at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
So people are just gonna rush going over that.
Just quickly, for the people who asked about joining the program, the program will be offered again next fall. We will revisit the design of the program. We will make sure that we highlight how much effort faculty members will have to invest in the course. So wait for our announcement. Next week, we'll have 4 more participants in the course redesign program and the faculty certification program. So again, join us next week, the same time, Wednesday at 4 p.m. And let me know if you have any questions. Please go ahead.
Just 20 seconds. I would like to thank Norita, thank you, and Nour, I think, for all the effort. I know, I had a lot of discussion with you, an argument. People at my age, it's difficult to change. But at the end, I think you won. Thanks again for everything, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you very much. It was really nice working with you, Dr. Jamal, as well. Dr. Jamal is one of the participants in the course, all right? He just didn't have time to participate as a participant in these sessions. But probably we'll have another venue to hear about your experience, Professor.
Thank you.
It's an ongoing thing, Jamal. So, we can always work together throughout at any time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a journey. So we will do it together.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you again.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again, everybody.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. And all the best. Bye-bye.